Er rief die amerikanische Botschaft in Taschkent an und schilderte die Lage.
We have it on tape.
We control the north end of the fort. The south end of the fort is in their hands. There's hundreds of dead here, at least. And I don't know how many Americans are killed. I think one was killed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There was two at least, me and some other guy. We just need help to free this place up. We need to have and again, we can't hit it from the air. We're not talking coming and flying.
So they sent planes against his advance.
Hey, please make that clear.
The roof of the gatekeeper's house is where I'm sitting. The American guys had brought their own translator who, as soon as he had the chance, ran away. So they needed a translator to talk to the Afghans to coordinate the airstrikes. The Afghans would tell them which building to hit, and then these guys would get the coordinates.
When I came upstairs, you know, I could hear the snipers of Taliban. And,
so who was the translator?
Mine. They took mine.
And General Rosie told me to tell the Americans that the Taliban were hiding in a one-floor building, which is pink, in the center of third floor.
Najib would translate this to the Americans, who would then sort of put their laser spotters on it.
We saw them high up in the sky, and we heard the bombs or missiles, whatever it was, we heard them coming.
I saw the plane and I saw the bomb. It was just a very long metal coming like this, and it was turning around. And for a moment I thought that it was coming on me. It was coming on me. So I just kept my head in my arms and didn't look at it.
Your brain just sort of shuts down for a microsecond, and then you just sort of reboot and you know, remember where you are.
Later, everyone started shouting, "Great, fantastic! Hey, they hit BM."
They called in 9. The first 2, I think, were accurate, and the next 7 were pretty accurate, but not quite.
I refused to join the army, you know, in Germany. I would never have imagined that I would feel happy about bombs coming in. So I must say I welcomed the bombs, I must confess. We had a lot of discussions afterwards whether it was a good idea to have me live on air, because a report could end with the death of the reporter. It helped me a lot because it just meant, like, concentrate on your work. It was 5 o'clock, already sunset. And another of them on crutches made his way, which was really terrifying because it took him like a minute with his crutches and there was still gunfire. He crossed the roof, which was right in the line of fire, but he managed to get to the edge of the wall and disappeared.
Hey guys, it's time to go.
Huh?
It's time to go.
And in a way he took the decision for us. It was quite frightening to run those 34 or 40 meters. So we run. A mortar grenade has just hit the field here 2 minutes earlier. And fortunately found a car waiting for us, and they drove us home to Mazar-i-Sharif.
With Dave?
Yeah, he joined us. He repeatedly said, I have to go back there.
By the time I went back to Mazar, there were another 70 journalists in town suddenly. Among them, some friends of mine. So Monday morning, I got up at, 6, went round to their hotel, got 2 friends out of bed, plus my photographer had come over the border then. So the 4 of us just bundled into a cab and went straight back to the fort.
It's bizarre in Afghanistan. You just take a taxi to the war. as reinforcements moving in. This is the fortress, the north wall.
Dodge and Damon, they're like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, that's a rocket grenade, because you get to know the sounds quite.
First thing was to go and hide behind a tree. The four of us.
And so now we're approaching the northeast tower from the east.
You can go through those little holes, and you walk up the side of the wall and just sort of flip over the top of the wall.
There was quite a lot of fire being directed at the northeast tower, all along the north wall and the northwest tower.
But it's just like, whoops, you have to get your body used to it, you know.
Once the Taliban fanned out across that courtyard, realized they had a fairly good supply of weapons, and they could return fire. And the Northern Alliance knew it, and so they didn't just rush back in there with their tanks and settle it. It was a battle. And that battle lasted 2 more days.
I mean, they wanted to kill them in the first place. But Dostum said, oh, no, you know, in the interest of national reconciliation, we'll let these guys go home and we'll see if we can all live together. Once they broke that deal, Northern Alliance were going to kill every single one of those people if they could.
But we made our way back out to the road in the northeast just in time for the special forces to arrive. Yeah, here comes the U.S. guys. British.
Relay to the there is a small fire.
And suddenly this whole bunch of other Americans arrived. 10th Mountain Division guys, really young, you know, teenagers, with a few special forces.
These 4 10th Mountain.
We're not seeing any Taliban at this time. Over. Next to the dividing wall in the center. Over. Roger. Be advised at this time, we're going on the building that's in the center of the compound house. There are Taliban inside that right now. Shrapnel inbound.
And they proceeded to call in a bomb strike. It was a 2,000-pound JDAM, a big bomb.
First sensation is just like, just been a beautiful explosion. It was really beautiful. You see this whole thing popping out of the ground and a fog of dust. It's pretty impressive.
See, I mean, the size of that strike was so much bigger than the previous days.
This is wrong. That was absolutely wrong.
The bomb went wrong. Hit right into the Northern Alliance building. It hit where the tank was and killed, I think, 6 Afghans and wounded 5 Americans.
It hit the place we were.
I mean, we had just left there 30 minutes ago. It's a good thing we did leave. I mean, it's just random. But
that would have been you.
That would have been us, yeah. That's the tank that fired earlier on the northeast wall. There's the hole. There's Damien. Guy's bleeding from the eyes and ears.
It caused a major shift in how the Afghans viewed American assistance. Because there's nothing like fighting a war and then calling in a bomb right on your command post.
Special Forces guy asked me, he said, listen, we do a lot of cool stuff and we never get to see it. Can we get a copy of your video when we're redeployed, when we're out of here? I said, yeah, no problem. So I got out my cards and gave him all my contact information. And then he turned around and did us a favor, too. He said, listen, whatever you do tonight, don't be inside the fortress. You can be around because you're going to see an amazing show, but don't be inside the fortress tonight. And I said, oh, you're going to send in AC-130 gunships? And he said, I can't comment on that.
And then about 11 o'clock, things got very strange at the house. And we started hearing this 4-engine propeller plane circling overhead. And all of a sudden, pa-pum, pa-pum.
So the guys are still going on. It's pretty intensified fighting around the fort of Qala-i-Jangi.
And they were passing, and every time just blazing that fort.
Golden showers of bullets coming out of it, striking the fort. I mean, these things just obliterate whatever is below them.
They hit one of the ammo dumps early in the early morning hours, and it was like a fireworks display.